Tim Brown. Welcome back to My Apple Podcast, the podcast that makes a personal connection to everything Apple. Recently, a lot of people became very discouraged that Google Reader was being discontinued, and people were being referred to other sources like Feedly and so forth. Well, Flipboard has been around for quite some time and is arguably the best news reader out there today. And guess what? They just came out with an update, a fantastic update. I love the new features. Let me share them with you. So I'm going to go ahead and open Flipboard right now. And you're going to see that everything is still pretty much the same. There is the red ribbon along the top right. However, there's something new on this ribbon. There are 3 bars. And usually when you see bars, you indicate that there's some content there. Well, we already had content. We had My Flipboard. But now you have My Magazines, which is right under My Flipboard. And what are My Magazines? Basically, they're all of the articles that you collect and typically save, but they're now your articles. You're basically your own curator. You're curating your own articles and assembling them in your own magazine. But it's different from, say, Pocket or Instapaper, where you're kind of putting them off to the side to read later. There's also a shareable feature to this whole concept. Basically, you assemble a bunch of articles into your own magazine, you give it a name, and you're able to share those articles with the world or other Flipboard users. So let me show you. I have 3 articles that I set up, and I call one My Apple Podcast. So I'm going to click on it. And what you see is when it opens, it looks like a magazine. I mean, Flipboard basically has set it up so it has customized your own magazine, and all the articles that you've saved to that magazine become a part of it, and other people can subscribe to your magazine. And of course, you can subscribe to other magazines as well. So let me go ahead and pull up this menu again. You can see when you scroll down just a little ways, you'll see there is By Our Readers. If you click on that, then you can see all the other magazines that other readers have set up. And if you like any, you can then click on them and then subscribe to those magazines, and they're added to your other subscriptions. How cool is that? So let me just go ahead and pull up some articles. I'm going to go to All Things D. And I'm going to see if I can find an article that's of interest. Let's see here. We have, does Apple really need a new breakthrough to bolster stock? Okay, interesting article for me. You'll notice now at the bottom, the usual icons. I can love this article. You can also love an article and send it automatically to Facebook. You still have the options to share an email or read later. I save all of my articles to Pocket right now. And when you press on the menu, you see that you can save it to all of your accounts like Twitter, Facebook, your Facebook fan pages, Tumblr, LinkedIn, and so forth. Nothing has changed there. However, next to that is a plus symbol. When you click on that plus symbol, you now have the option to save it to one of your pre-existing magazines that you've already set up, or you can just send it to a new magazine. You just click Create Magazine, and here you can go in and just add a new title. I just put a new title just for fun. And then you go down below, add a subscription, and then you can click on the category that you want that magazine to be in. Click Create, and you're done. And you can keep adding magazines that way. And what's nice is that instead of putting all these articles off to the side for you to read later, you're actually publishing them and making them public so that other readers can not only see them, but subscribe to them. And it's now this great way of staying connected to other Flipboard users who have similar or shared interests as yourself. This is a great new update, and I think Flipboard has revolutionized how news readers can be used. Well, thanks for tuning in for the short episode of My Apple Podcast. Check me out next time.